BTB Savage.
Yeah, facts.
How do we feel about that one? Because I never heard of that man's name until yesterday.
Me neither.
And that story that like just got all over Twitter was nuts.
The story is what blew him up.
Type no shit, yeah, because of the.
Even then he had the DJ Vlad interview
that's what
a
I'm
couple
talking
days
about.
ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
That's what blew him up to that point. And then, because the whole thing that he talked about in the DJ Vlad interview happened like 2 months ago or a month ago. Yeah. It's some old shit.
So can you explain like what happened in this situation?
Yeah, so basically he got on Vlad. He explained like how he there was a home invasion at his crib, and it was
He's a rapper?
Yeah, okay. He's a rapper. It was some niggas pulling up to do a verse with him, so he was getting paid to do a verse, and so they pulled up. It was on some funny shit. They ended up trying to rob him. His shorty at the time was in the crib with him, and his son. So they trying to rob him. He ends up locking the door, so the other people that the nigga came with, they can't get through the door. It's only one of the niggas in the house. He ends up having his shorty shoot the nigga. You feel me? They're tussling and shit. The nigga ends up bleeding out on the floor. They end up fleeing the scene after like the partners of the home invasion like bust through, like shot through the door 100 times, mad times and shit, whatever. They end up getting to the hospital, whatever. He's out. The dude that tried to rob him, he's dead. So now this Vlad interview comes out. That shit happened like probably like I don't know how long ago.
Like a month, 2 months ago.
A month or 2 months. The Vlad interview comes out 4 days ago. That shit's getting mad numbers, doing mad views and shit. This nigga posted this picture recently of him just like in the house with the blood still on the floor because the police or nobody.
This is a picture. So you said 2 years ago or 2 months?
2 days ago from the 2 days ago.
No, I'm sorry.
Our conversation right now.
He posts these pictures 2 days ago, but they're really from 2 months ago. So he's been holding on to these pictures. Yeah, okay.
So he posted pictures in a couple hours.
Actually, no, I don't know.
It might have been the same day.
He was killed. Well, that's part of the story. He was killed the same day.
The same that the pictures were taken.
In the same fit. He took these pictures that same day.
So why is there still blood on the floor?
Because he hasn't been home to clean it up. Type shit.
He went back.
Nah, but the building's just gonna let the door with fucking written with bullet holes. They're not gonna replace that shit.
I'm about to say they probably.
I don't know, bro.
Is it not? It's Texas.
It's Texas.
There has to be a timing issue with this. Because I feel you. This is the same fit that they
might have also been a crime scene, so it's blocked off. So they couldn't do that until.
But then he gets to.
It's his crib. He has to get shit in out there.
I don't know.
That's.
So he posts a picture.
So he posts this picture.
Couple hours later, same niggas that feel me supposedly try to rob him, they end up spinning the block.
Do we know it's the same people? For
Most
sure.
likely.
Hey man, you could make a smart assumption. So,
I
so the same time he posts this, 2 hours later, you get a Twitter post, a tweet from any of these blog sites that's like BTB Savage shot and killed, boom. And then there's a video of like his body on the floor, his car is ridden with bullet holes, and he's just like the coroner putting the sheets over his.
I didn't see that part where they showed him. I seen the part that showed the car. I didn't see that. That's crazy.
So it's
another
victim of the cloud era, bro. Like I don't know how to feel about this because it's like he like you don't want to see anybody go out like this.
Shit. He survived that shit. He should have but
he should have counted his blessings, right?
I'm out of there.
Facts.
I'm moving. I'm gone, bro.
I'm not playing with death a second time. Count your blessings. Don't go over here mocking niggas, mocking people's dead mans.
Facts. Mocking death, essentially, my nigga. No bullshit. And niggas was you should read the comments on this shit too. Cause niggas not maybe in some of the quotes is there, but niggas are seeing this and being like, yeah, I can't condone this. You wildin', bro. You playing with your life. Other niggas like, this shit hard as hell, boy. This nigga lit. It's like, they're like, I couldn't do that, but I fuck with it. The
replies I seen was like, and he's gone.
That shit from the South Park shit. He's gone. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. But like, I just, like I said, I got mixed emotions about it because it's like, he kind of brought it on himself. Like, you don't want to say that in a sense because like, it's senseless violence. Like, it's senseless violence. You know what I mean?
Too, because the nigga should have moved, bro.
He should have.
Yeah. Nigga want to be trying to be on some big bad wolf shit. Like, fuck it. He's probably feeling like,
And like, bro, he wouldn't have survived that shit if he didn't have his girl there in the first place.
Yeah,
and like, so it's like,
and you said he has a child?
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a son to raise. Like,
yeah.
Like niggas don't think about shit like that, bro. Like, nigga posted this shit for who? For internet strangers, people you never will meet in real life.
They got them notifications
just for some clout. Like that's the,
and it was literally not worth it.
That's the new addiction, bro. It's clout. It's all for attention. Like,
just to be a topic for a week.
For a week. Now you a different type of topic for a week.
You made the podcast.
You made the podcast. Congrats.
It's the last one you ever gonna be on.
And that's his legacy. That's crazy. Man.
And that nigga Vlad TV making all the bread.
That's what I said. Yeah. Vlad profit all that. You feel me?
I bet that video explode. Last time I seen that video was like at 400,000 views. I bet that shit's over 2 mil at this point.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
it's insane, tough, man.
Bro. That's sad, bro. It's a sad world that we live in. But I think also it's like one thing that I'm really like big on right now, especially because I'm just seeing it happen in the city so much, is that like as black people, like, what the fuck we doing, bro? Like, we gotta stop this shit.
No,
like,
that's
there's only
a fact.
so many excuses we can make for ourselves as like a people, but my nigga, like, stop. Just stop. Like, this is a very unnecessary situation. It's a very avoidable situation.
Absolutely.
If you had just stopped. Stop being with this life. You feel me? You've already like survived all the shit. You have money. Move. Do what you got to do. Avoid the shit. You feel me? But the one thing that like I feel like the part that's like missing, the disconnect, right, is that people don't think about, like you're saying, they're not thinking about the further implications behind this for their family, for their friends, for their loved ones. They're only thinking about themselves. They're only thinking about what can they gain from this moment and not how can they be able to survive. You feel me? Because a lot of times we say like they're doing shit for survival. This is not for survival.
Not at all.
There's no reason why you're doing shit like this. And there's no rhyme or reason for doing this shit for survival. Like, you're just saying that as an excuse at this point, my nigga. Just stop.
And
there needs to be
the niggas shouldn't have robbed him either, too. That's the thing.
Right.
Everybody in the situation could have lived, bro. He said in the video multiple times, he gave the nigga, he said, just leave, bro. He's like, you already shot, just leave. You already wounded, just leave.
Type shit. The cycle doesn't happen, but the cycle continues because niggas allowed to continue at some
Do y'all
point.
believe there needs to be accountability within our community?
Yeah, bro.
Like, let's be honest. Like, there's so many forces at play already holding us back. Right. Why do we continue to create more? Why do we continue to praise and like uplift shit that's self-destructive and continue to do it?
Bro, because
continue the cycle of it when we know what the ending looks like. You feel me? Like we just had a conversation before at the beginning of the pod of like why like, you know, Nate doesn't fuck with Future because how he promotes drugs. And then a Juice WRLD who was influenced by his music then dies from a drug overdose. But we still rapping about that shit. We still praising that shit. There's still niggas falling into the same trap. And it's the same thing when it comes to gang violence or just gun violence and period. And there's still gonna be enough. This is not gonna be the last.
Right.
It's still a lore, bro. It's perpetuating. Like, niggas see the rush that they get from amounting so many views, so many likes, so many, you know, people responding to them when they post certain type of things. It's just niggas are addicted to it, bro.
It's an addiction.
Because this is not to say that like there's a lot of niggas that are in the streets where it's like that's the lifestyle that they didn't choose. Like a lot of them did not choose that life. You feel me? A lot of them are in that shit because they have to be, but a lot of people are not. You feel me? And this is really like focusing specifically on the people that are not. Right, exactly. Type shit.
That's a whole different ballgame.
Like y'all on a different, you're doing something different. You feel me? And it's like a lot of times like it is like about like, okay, we have this mentality of like dog eat dog world. You feel me? Kill or be killed. We want to move in this way. But it's like, bro, like at some point you got to understand like you're a person and that means that your life has meaning. You feel me? There's a lot of shit that you're capable of beyond the shit that's just in front of you. But you got to be able to go out there and see that shit. You got to be able to live long enough to see that shit, to experience that shit. But if you don't, then it's kind of like, what was the point, bro? You feel me? It's like niggas is like living for some shit online when they have like a whole life in front of them, a whole world in front of them.
That's what I was just saying. We gotta go back to doing the shit in real life, bro. We need to boycott the apps.
Hey man, if they keep going in the direction they are, they're gonna make it a lot easier to ditch them. Not gonna hold you.
Even to what you said though, you got me thinking about, because you talking about the cycle and shit like that. I'm thinking about all the internet niggas who being like, niggas for example, like Lil Durk's comment something like, yo, why ain't you spin back that? It's like, you don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, why?
A nigga in Kansas. Not a nigga in Kansas, right? Some kid in Kansas.
The kids in Kansas getting
just like, telling some dude to spin the block and ruin his life.
I don't even want to like put names to it because I don't wish this for anybody. But let's say someone in that position or a very similar situation responds to a situation like that and they go and, you know, get a lick back for their man. It's like, now someone's coming out for you because you hurt someone else. It's just like, we gotta stop this shit, man.
Yeah, there's no win-win. This is not the days of like, yo, let's square up, let's fight, and let's be done with it.
Niggas are playing with lies, bro.
I don't want no smoke with none of you niggas. Like, for real.
Like that
y'all
for
niggas,
like last 20 years almost.
I'm hit. Niggas can't just like lick their wounds and just be done. Like, you feel me? It's like, I took that L, it's what it is. No, it's like, I need vengeance.
Right.
And if I can't get vengeance, my man's gotta get vengeance.
Niggas don't even be built like that for real.
They not.
Like that's not even your natural reaction to that shit. You're only doing it because you've seen it online.
Like niggas succumb to internet bullying and pressuring.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It's the influence. We was just talking about that with like the young people in general. Is that now we see like a lot of younger people where it's like they put all this pressure on themselves to find success like earlier and earlier. But it's not because like they have to be that way. It's because they saw it online.
It's what they see.
But also on top of that, it's like, and I think it all comes back to like the internet in some ways. But it's like it's also because of how many of their peers like they've lost like at such young ages. Like niggas is like 6 years old and they see like people that they go to school with in like first grade getting shot. Not because they're in gangs or anything like that, but just because of the area that they live in, the environment that they're in. Some shit that they had no control over. And then they're growing up 10 years later and they like by the time they reach 16, they already lost like 20 friends. You feel me? 20 people that they was in school with. And the shit is like that pressure builds up to the point where they're like, I have to be something. I have to make it. Nigga, you know how you can make it quick, nigga? Sell this bag for me.
Yeah.
Hold this real quick. Nigga, you're making bands. Like you went from fucking maybe working a job where you're getting 15 an hour and you're working like 10 hours a week. All right, you get your bread. You're making like a couple hundred. But then, nigga, if you can make a band a week,
and you don't gotta do too much. You just gotta be around the block. You just gotta.
Then it's like, of course, that's way more appealing because it feels like you're successful. But like niggas who have been there tell you like shit's not success,
not sustainable.
Shit's short term for real.